coming to you with another everyday meal recipe, and today we are actually making a cilantro pesto, and this is amazing served on spaghetti squash. You can serve it on zucchini noodles, you could serve it on your lentil pasta if you happen to have that. It makes a great sort of spread on crackers or on a gut healthy flatbread, all kinds of different things you can use this for. And cilantro is so great for helping us with detoxification. Really helps support the liver, all kinds of good vitamin C in there. It's just a really excellent herb. Now, I know some people don't really like cilantro, and if you happen to be one of those people who thinks that cilantro tastes like soap, then you could certainly make this with basil. You could also use parsley or any other herb that you really enjoy. So play with it and see what you like. Just because you don't like cilantro doesn't mean that you couldn't try out this recipe. Parsley also happens to be extremely good for the liver and helping out with detoxification. And when we're talking about doing detoxification from heavy metals, which often we are doing when we're trying to recover our kids from chronic health conditions, cilantro can be really good for helping support the body through that detoxification of heavy metals. It actually pulls mercury. So this is a really great recipe to use. So all you need is some cilantro, a couple of bunches, some olive oil, we've got garlic, we've got about a cup of walnuts, and lemon. So we're gonna have the juice of a lemon, which I've already squeezed into this little dish for us so that we don't have to take quite so much time with it. So I have the garlic I have in the house at the moment is huge. It's this really big bulb, and this is more than we need. It's going to be crazy garlicky if we use this whole thing. So I'm going to use about half of that, maybe a little bit less. So what you would want is about 1 medium-sized garlic clove or 2 small ones. So about that much. And we're just going to throw it into a food processor. You could also do this with a Vitamix style blender. And then we're going to take our cilantro. So this is 1 bunch of cilantro here, and I'm just going to gently sort of shave it off. We don't have to worry about having some stems in there. They'll just grind up, and they've got all kinds of goodness in them as well. So we sort of shave off most of the leaves that we can. I tend to leave the elastic on and just shave that bit off so that we don't bruise up the cilantro and then leave all the goodness on our cutting board because it's gotten squished out. So that's going to go into your food processor. So that's probably, I would say, when you have a good bunch of cilantro like this, you're probably looking at about 2 cups of cilantro if you actually wanted to measure it out. Again, if you've watched any of my videos, you probably know that I don't get too carried away with precise measurements. We just want to kind of get the feel for things when we're cooking and experiment in the kitchen and not get so serious about all these measurements all the time. So cilantro goes in there. We're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. So that's the juice of 1 lemon. And we're going to throw the walnuts in there right now as well. And then, where did I put my teaspoon? We're going to throw in a bit of salt, sea salt or Himalayan rock salt. We don't want table salt. And I've got about 1/4 teaspoon here, so I'm going to put in 2 of those, so half a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to give that a couple little pulses, so it's going to get loud here for a second, and then we're going to add in our olive oil. So we've got it sort of coarsely chopped in there now. We're going to chop it up a little bit more once we add in some olive oil. So for olive oil, you're probably going to want, 1/4 cup. This is a 1/2 cup. So instead of worrying about going to get the right size, I'm just going to fill it up about halfway. Okay, so about 1/4 cup of olive oil, and ideally, and you could just throw this in and let it go, but ideally we want to have it sort of running, so you try not to pour it all over the bottom of the food processor, and we just sort of drizzle it in a little. While it's running. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to be too picky about that. We're gonna get a spatula. You just need to rub down the sides a little bit every now and then, just to make sure you're getting everything as well mixed and combined in there as you possibly can. On it goes again. And I test the pulse and then scrape it down. If you were doubling this recipe, you probably wouldn't have to do this as much because you have a higher quantity in there. But a couple more times and we should have it all just like we want to have it, nice and smooth. Looking good. Smells even better. Love the smell of cilantro and the garlic, and the nice oils are starting to come out of the walnuts. Okay, and I think that should do the trick. Just get it out into a nice little bowl here so you can see what our finished product looks like. We still got a few little bits of walnut in there. That's okay, I kind of like it that way. And there it is. You've got a beautiful cilantro pesto that you can use on spaghetti squash. You could use it on zoodles. You could use it on yam noodles. You could use it on really anything you want. It makes a really great sort of tapenade to put on top of fish. You could mix this with some olives, and that would make an awesome topping on some fish or lamb, as well as pork. You can mix this into salad dressing. So take a teaspoon of this and mix it with some more olive oil and a little bit of nice balsamic vinegar, and you've got a beautiful salad dressing. So this will keep in the fridge for about a week. Packed full of really amazing nutrient dense goodness, tastes amazing, and simple, right? It really wasn't hard to make. It took us about 5 minutes to whip that up with me explaining it. So if you just do this in your kitchen and you get used to doing it a couple of minutes, and you have this beautiful fresh food that you can keep in the fridge that's going to nourish your family, and I promise you, you will enjoy it. So try it out. If you have questions or comments or anything like that, feel free as always to email me. You know, my email address is Deborah, DEBORAH, @kidshealthrevolution.com, or of course just comment in the section below in the comments and I will respond to you. Take good care.